Welcome back to week 11 of the Life of a Fantasy Football Player. As you can see, the beard and mustache are still here, and to you guys, I guess that means we've got another win. The beard stays alive because my streak continues, 7 straight wins, and I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty dicey this week, at least based on the early games. Adrian Peterson and Fred Jackson both went down with injuries and severely underproduced because of it. Adrian Peterson wound up with 8.6 points, just luckily saving his day with an early touchdown, and shortly after he got injured. So I'll take the 8.6 points even though he did go down. Fred Jackson, on the other hand, had a nice start to his day and then slowly tapered off, and in the third quarter he went down with an injury as well. So although my team walked away with a win this week, it definitely did not come without its losses. Losing Adrian Peterson and Fred Jackson severely hurts my team, especially if they're going to be out for multiple weeks. Fred Jackson could come back this week, and there's a potential that he could play and still work out things for me. However, with Adrian Peterson, he's got a high ankle sprain, and if he does come back this week, it would be very, very unlikely. And with a high ankle sprain, that's a potential multiple week injury, and that's definitely going to hurt my team in the long run. So I don't know, it's a little dicey at this point. I do have enough wide receivers to slide in at different spots. Instead of playing 3 running backs, I can move forward and play 3 wide receivers, but I would have preferred to have the 3 running backs going forward. So it's going to be dicey in the coming weeks, and hopefully I can still continue to pull things through, but I don't know. It'll be close. As you can see, there's a different camera angle this week, largely because I did get a new camera, and hopefully that will be reflected in the quality of the video. It shouldn't change too much, but now I won't be moving around, and there won't be as much shaky movement unless I'm showing you guys the scores and whatnot. Anyways, let's talk more about this week. I was up against Aaron Rodgers, and luckily he didn't have a super amazing Rodgers type day. He had 24 points, which is typically where he's been around all year. He has had a couple 30-point games, a couple games down as low as 21, so I figure 24 is a fair number to score against me. There were some points in my opponent's team where I did get away with some things. Jackie Battle only getting 3.6 points. Brandon Marshall, 1 catch for 5 yards. I got very lucky that he did have a touchdown in the Miami game that did get called back, so that definitely saved me some points. Dustin Keller only 4 points, Ryan Matthews 3 points, the Falcons D 4 points, and surprisingly Percy Harvin scored 15 points against me, which is something that he hasn't really done all season. You finally got a touchdown out of the blue. I don't know. Guess he finally decided to score against me. But either way, I'm disappointed with how Harvin's producing. He should be the #1 guy in Minnesota, and for him to produce so poorly is kind of a reflection on, I don't know what's going on in Minnesota. So I'd like to see him produce a little bit better, but against me, I'm fine with him being limited. 15 points. If he scored more, I'd be a little upset because he hasn't really been doing too much. On my side of things, Tim Tebow, you are amazing, brother. I was watching that Thursday night game, and for a long time, Tim Tebow was sitting at 3 points. Fantastic day, you know. And the final 5 minutes of the game, that's basically all you need to watch with Tebow. Forget the other 3 quarters. Forget the first half of the fourth quarter even. Backed up at the 5-yard line, Tim Tebow engineered an amazing drive, scoring, I don't know, about 12, 13 fantasy points in that one drive alone, capped off by a 20-yard rushing touchdown, but most of those yards he gained himself. I think 92 of those yards were all gained either by Tebow running himself or throwing the ball. That's right, Tebow actually threw a pass. Can you imagine that? And it was completed? Oh my gosh. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, my running backs, Adrian Peterson and Fred Jackson, definitely underproduced this week. Matt Forte also was a little lackluster in his production, but that's largely due to the fact that the Bears were winning, and for some reason Marion Barber again stole Matt Forte's touchdown, and Jay Cutler stole a touchdown for Matt Forte. So I don't know. He can't seem to catch a break. The guy is the workhorse for the team, and somehow all of his touchdowns get stolen. So you guys can explain that one to me. I don't know how that works out. I think he has 4 touchdowns on the year, but a crazy amount of totals. He accounts for 45% of the Bears' offense. So with Jay Cutler actually getting hurt this week, though, his value may increase, and looking forward to seeing that increase, especially due to my losses of Adrian Peterson and Fred Jackson. Let's see. Antonio Gates, he scored a touchdown this week, which was great. 12.3 points, and definitely moving things forward. Larry Fitzgerald, now that I started him this week as opposed to last week, he did score me a touchdown, and he scored me 10 points. Arizona kind of fumbled around all day, and luckily Larry Fitzgerald was kind of the bright point in the offense, as he did score the only touchdown. So hopefully next week should have a pretty good fantasy output. He's playing the Rams, and maybe they'll throw a couple balls to him and maybe get a touchdown or two. That would be nice, especially from Larry Fitzgerald. He hasn't had a super stellar year so far. In the 1 week where he had a breakout 26-point game, of course he was on my bench last week, as you guys all saw. So that's been great. Victor Cruz, on the other hand, amazing pickup. I absolutely love this guy. Picked him up on waivers a few weeks ago, and he hasn't led me wrong. I think he's been a part of almost every single win that I've had for this 7-week streak. So no plans of benching him anytime soon. Amazing receiver, and love to have him on my team. Jason Hanson this week kicked 7 extra points, not a single field goal. So 7 points, all extra points, which is kind of weird for a kicker. I don't know. But the Lions basically dominated that game after falling down early to Carolina. Matthew Stafford started out with a horrible day and then wound up with 5 touchdowns, so who knows how it works. I'd like to see Hanson kick a few more field goals, but I'll still take 7 points through extra points no matter how it comes. The Bears defense, another solid day, 7 points. Nothing like the 36 points that they scored on my bench last week, but I'll deal with that. That's fine. They did have 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery, so I'll take that and move forward from there. But overall, my team still looks pretty solid. The running backs are definitely going to hurt me. That's something to keep an eye on in the next coming weeks, especially this week coming up. If I can make it through a win this week and Fred Jackson hopefully comes back, maybe I can make it through without Adrian Peterson for a little bit. Either way, it's been a great week, guys, and I'm going to show you the scores in a second here. So, hopefully you guys can see a bit there. Tim Tebow with almost a 17-point day. That wasn't really an error on my part. Carson Palmer only scored 17 as well. So, I ended up starting Tebow simply for the fact that I didn't want to sit him and have him score like 20 points. So, luckily he did come through in the clutch in that game, and I am very thankful for it. So there's another win, guys, 95 to 72.46. It's not a pretty win by any means, another relatively low-scoring game for myself, but it doesn't matter how it comes, guys. You take a win no matter how it comes. So I will see you guys next week, and hopefully, moving forward, this win streak will stay alive, and you guys will get to see more of this beard. November's almost over, so the mustache might be going soon. But as long as the win streak stays alive, the beard stays alive. So look forward to see you guys next time. See ya.